Good morning. So you are the applicant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start. Tell me about yourself.
Good morning, ma'am. I am applying for this position as a personal nurse, and I am Mrs. Pauline Abigail Casingcada. I am 27 years of age, and I am happily married. I have one son, and I graduated at Ordinata City University with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I am a registered nurse. I work as a company nurse at Globe Telecom located at Taguig with 5.5 years. I worked there, and suddenly I decided to leave the company, not just because I decided uh, to find some other friends. I want to mingle with other people. I want to explore myself. I want to uh, go with the people who really needs my help.
Why did you decide on career as a nurse?
Well, I decided to get with this career. Actually, ma'am, this is my second course. First, I graduated at the Hope of Melbourne School of Arts and Transplantation with a degree of computer programming, and then I work as a call center agent, or I work in a BPO company for a couple of 3 years, and then I decided to get married, and then after that, we decided to come back with our province and put up small business, and then suddenly a person, or the uncle of my husband, we talk about how great of being in a nurse profession. So with that, uh, he asked me to, why not you study a nursing. He shares me he I mean, he shares the thought of being a nurse, of being how great you are when you are helping people. So for that, I decided to get, that's why I came up. That's why I am now a registered nurse, and I'm now applying as a personal nurse in your company, ma'am.
What is your greatest strength and weaknesses?
Well, for that, my greatest strength and weaknesses is my family, because they are just like medicine. They're just like vitamins. Yes, ma'am, they are like just vitamins who nourish my entire life, because they give me happiness the whole day, the whole 24 hours, or I can say um, my whole life. They give me happiness and strength, and they are my weaknesses.
What do you find rewarding about this job?
Well, for this job, it is very tough, very stressful, quite hardest for this job, because you're not just giving a first aid, you're not just giving a medicine that a patient needs, you're not just providing care, but also you are giving your entire life just to give them a protections they need. So I can say their smiles and saying thank you, a simple words of thank you, is the best reward that I can give for this job as a nurse.
How do you handle stress of this job?
Well, I can say all job is stressful, but it's up to you how you can handle this. Well, I can performly doing this by working with putting a smile on my face, giving a positive way on my patients. So that's how I handle stress in this job, ma'am.
What do you think is the hardest part of being nurse?
Okay, so I think the hardest part of being a nurse is the feeling of helpless, that you can't be able to help the patients who really in pain, because I am not a doctor. I am a nurse. I am not saying I am just a nurse, but I am a nurse providing the first aid. And for that, the very hard part of this job is I just want to comfort them, but they really need a very help. They really need a help, like seeing someone in pain or feeling miserable, knowing there's nothing you can do to help is the most difficult, I think.
Why
Yeah.
are you the best nursing candidate for this position?
Well, thank you for that wonderful question, ma'am. So I decided to leave my previous or current job as a company nurse at the Globe Telecom, because I want to uh, I have been working in as a registered nurse, a company nurse, for the past 5.5 years, and I love being that every day. So this is not just a job, it is more than just a job, because it is my passion. So I am applying this position just to uh, build to build a um, best nurse as I can be. So I hope, ma'am, that this interview will uh, will help for me to choose as your personal nurse in this company.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.